The break room.
Okay. Break room.
All right.
The break room. That's where it's at in 2007 on.
Conversation on, thought provocation on, deep thought facing on. Y'all anticipating on what we debating on. Full force, no braces on, 100 proof, no chaser on, and the race is on.
And we are here to say that
Let's get our conversation on, thought provocation on, deep thought faces on. Y'all anticipating on, what we debating on.
because this is the best place to be.
100 proof, no chaser on, and the race is on.
We should do something about it, but again, it's sort of like with the Don Imus situation early in the year, is that, you know, everybody admits he was wrong. You know, Don Imus is now fired, so now everything is okie dokie. But at the end of the day, like I was saying back when that happened, is that later on down the line, it's going to be another incident, and black people again are going to do the same thing they've been doing. You know, rally a couple of days, and then after that, as soon as the charges are dropped or something of that nature, then they're just gonna go back to living their lives.
So, in other words, what you're trying to say is, it's more like a passive fad what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're doing a march, okay, we're getting all the attention we need, but then tomorrow is just gonna go back to the way things were.
Exactly.
I disagree with that. I say that, yeah, tomorrow they might go back to some of the ways, but I think this will make them think twice about reacting the way they reacted with this situation. It will put dent in the races against us. It will definitely put a dent because this movement, because they know that we're not taking it sitting down anymore, because they know that if in fact an incident such as this arises, we're going to react to it.
Richmond, Virginia, represent.
All right, we're here with Johnny Bowden, Washington, D.C. You want to let us know how you feel about the situation that's going on?
I feel no justice, no peace. It's like it is. It's sad. Sad to see how people done like that. What I want to know is what is we as black people did so wrong to be hated by the other people. When I say the other people, it is what it is. If you can wear the shoe fit, wear it. But this is what it's all about, us coming together. We don't have to take it. We have to open up, and we have to let everybody know. If you done wrong, don't be quiet about it. Let the world know. They know, let everybody else know. We the bikers, we gonna represent. We gonna support this. It's time we step it up. We got to take charge. It is what it is. No justice, no peace.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're tired of it. Not only our race, racism, period. You understand? I just think that this did put a dent in it. I think that they will think before they react going forward. It's going to go on. It's not going to end. We know that. It's live. It's everywhere. But the thing that we put in this time, I think that it made a great impact.
And getting into this idea of why we're not progressing is because, based on what I just said, that our history is not being taught to us. We're not being taught how special and how, you know, we truly are. It's because now if we're being called African Americans, what is an African American? What is that? What, you know, we went from being nigger to Negro to colored to, you know, black to now African American. The only time in American society where we gave ourselves an identity was in that civil rights era where we did call ourselves black. But other than that, every name that we've had has been given to us. So now when we talk about progressing, we aren't really progressing. The only thing we're doing right now is making more money. And because every last one of us are so stuck in making more money, we are divided. So we can't move forward because if we can walk down the street and everybody, you know, as you walk past another black man, you know, we ice grilling each other. Why do we do this? I don't know. Black women, as they see each other, oh, who that bitch thinks she is? How are we progressing? We're more separated now than ever. How are we progressing? It's impossible.
That's one area that you're talking about that we regressing, and I give you that. That's granted because yes, man, that's one area you're talking about. You're talking about us. I said that before. You're talking about us internally. We all know that black people, as a group, as a race, you know what I'm saying, have a lot of problems internally. But after saying that, you're saying that we've made no progression whatsoever. You said no progression, and I noticed that. Hold on. I noticed that you changed your statement when you said we haven't really made progression. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that there has been some progression. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Even if you're talking about money, you know what I'm saying? That's still progression. That's finances. You coming from where you were just eating crumbs off someone else's plate, you know what I'm saying, and bread crust and water to having your own plate, you know what I'm saying? And even if I think a lot of the progression that we have made is due to a higher power understanding that if you let some progression I guess happen, for lack of a better word, that we'll be content with that. You know what I'm saying? But even internally, we are such a great people, you know what I'm saying, that even when you're oppressed and you know nothing, because it states that if you don't know your history, you won't know your future. You know what I'm saying? We don't know our history, but we're still growing, and that's because we're such a great people. There's no way that you can stop us from growing. It'll take more time if you keep our truth from us, but we will grow. There's no way to stop it.
Opportunities. We are progressive in those states, but then again, as a people, what are we doing with those opportunities? If anything, with the kind of opportunities that we have now, compared to the kind of opportunities that the black people had back then, we should be doing a whole lot more with those kind of opportunities, because we have it and they didn't. They did so much back then without those opportunities to get us here. So it's kind of like, compare the times a little bit. This year from last year, 2007 to 1970s, like what really happened? I feel like back then, no one was calling anybody nigga, or you're my nigga, and you're my nigga, or bitches and hoes, pimps and players. No one was calling their own people that. They were saying my brother, my sister. Those times was our start. It seems like now, since we are using those words, you're my nigga, you're my hoe, you're my bitch, it seems like we're decreasing, we're degressing instead of progressing.
With the black people, I don't know. What we need is we need to realize, from going back to the civil rights movement, is that the first thing that when I look at Dr. Martin Luther King, and as I start to analyze and look at that, I start to think to myself, well, the first thing you have to do, because like my mother used to always say to me, courtesy begins at home. You can't look for outside people to help you out if you're not willing to help yourself. So why is it important for desegregation to happen? Well, how are you going to get along with other people when you don't even get along with the people in which you are in the same ethnic group with? That makes no sense. And that also goes along with what Malcolm X was talking about when he said, in order to fix black problems or people of African descent problems, you have to get in a closed room, and you have to speak with the people in which you're part of. You can't ask other people for help to help you because they don't know your interest. They don't know what you really need. They're going to give you what you think you want. And that's the difference. That's why I think that we have not really progressed. Because as I stated earlier, quality of life for us is worse now than back then.
Of American history. We need to support this initiative. We need to fight for righteous and equal justice that is to be meted out to everybody, black, white, purple, and green. It is time for us to stand up for these 6 people that are in Jena, Louisiana, and we need to support them in prayer. We need to support them in unity and strength and love. And that's what we need to do.
Thank you.
And there's a Jena everywhere. There's a Jena
everywhere.
Right,
it's not just in Louisiana. It's all over.
Unity, and we're showing them that we can unite as a people.